Episode 29. Feels like for every mystery we solve, 2 more pop up. Something like that. At least we're solving mysteries, right? Or at least unlocking doors. We're in this red room build. There's barely any steps remaining. Got a lot of gems though. If we can get some kind of shop or something, then we can get a bunch of coins just through our experiment, and then spend things in that shop. Hopefully food, because that's what we need right now. Unfortunately, I kind of screwed over my ability to get anything with these air vents or whatever, these steam vents. I was kind of hoping with all of these red rooms connecting all the way across the archives, the laboratory, the furnace, security, and all that, we could get the boiler room and see what the steam does for all of these different rooms, but no such luck. At least we have some kind of strategy for that now, sort of. Maybe. Yeah, I know. You got any coins to refund me for that or what? I guess not. So is that behind here, this stained glass behind the altar or whatever? Would that be the Ace Angel, the death one? The one we saw underground? Maybe. Yeah, I know. We got the furnace going on. This run could be over if I get this thing. We should maybe just go for things that will definitely get us what we need. Let's be careful about this. Rather than just go for whatever, like I did with the guest room. This will definitely let us get to the foundation and give us chances for 3 more doors. Then we can start gambling our doors away, I guess. We also need to go for shops right now. I mean, that could have been a shop down there, the archived one. And generally speaking, the gem doors tend to be okay, pretty good. They tend to have more than just a dead end, I think. And we've also got the compass, so that'll help us go north. Drawing room sounds nice. So I'm gonna do it. We got the gems. It might be better in another place where we can make use of both doors. We're not being picky right now. We want to get a shop, if we can. This doesn't help us, this magnifying glass. We've already checked this before, I think. And again, gotta turn my notebook to the right page. Just so I have all these letters laid out. Oh wait. The den. Damn it, I should have checked while I was there. I'm missing a letter there. I'm pretty sure this room is T, right? The stage and the sage? Yeah. Can I see? I can't. I think actually... Yeah, 4-4. I noted that down as the thing that I couldn't solve before. If I wasted a step to walk back in there, I'd just find another pair of pictures that I still don't know how to solve. There was a match in the tree. That one I feel like I'm probably gonna have to just look up at this point. Because even after a month, it's not like I was actively thinking about it, but even after a month, I don't know what the letter would be for that room. Okay, great. Are we doing this now? We've only got the 1 key remaining. There are lots of different ways this room could end, or this run could end. We kind of want something that gives us more options for doors, like guaranteed. We'll redraw. The commissary would net us coins, but it's just items in there, nothing really useful. This would be a problem, but it goes in directions that we like. This is a gamble, but it's a gem room. And it probably isn't just a dead end, right? This is definitely not a dead end and lets us choose. We could choose a shop from this. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully it isn't locked. Okay. We could get the locksmith. We get 3 coins for every red room, right? So that's 6, total of 18. We could get that one souvenir that I didn't get before. This one is kind of rare, right? But we kind of need the keys, don't we? And we would have the coins to spend here, it's just that... Well... Even if we get keys, we wouldn't really have doors to spend them on. Okay, we're gonna do this. And we're gonna get the t-shirt. What a success. Hooray. Hopefully one of these is unlocked. If we play our cards right, we could somehow get this maybe. It's only 18 per room, or per yellow room, per shop. Shops feel like they're kind of rare, so... We would have to get at least what? Rounding up to 25 more of these shop rooms to even afford this. That's assuming we don't spend money on anything else. We're probably not getting the Swimbird with this build. Just give me the tea. We got it. Great. Please don't be locked. I asked nicely. You better be locked. Okay, that's how you gotta do it. Okay, this is pretty tempting. Obviously not this, but it gives us a red room. It also gives us a shop, which will get us more coins. But what we really want is the kitchen, and we... I'll check after this. So is this... Wait, what was that? We had 8 coins. It brought us up to 29, so that was 21 coins, so yeah. It counted the red room before it counted the shop room, as I was hoping it would. So about that kitchen. It is a gem room, so that's what we're looking for, even if it is archived. It's our only way out, I guess. Where are we, by the way, in terms of the letters here? We've got all of this. Starting around rank 8, north of the aquarium, if we can even unlock that door. That's where we gotta look. This is a green room, but there are no goodies here, just gems. Gems avail us not if we don't have keys to unlock doors. Like that. Or that. We might be screwed now. Foundation is the only available option left. It was at least an interesting build, kind of, just like going for red rooms at the start. It's not like terrible. The thing that really killed us was the keys, and that didn't really have anything to do with the red rooms. We could go underground, and I'm pretty sure the basement is still unlocked. That would just bring us to the side of the... We could spin things in... Well, if the day runs out, then we'll go underground. Okay, okay. This is a problem. It's a huge problem. Because we can't go north after this. What we need are keys right now. We could just call it a day. This one feels like it's pretty much over. Huh. We could roll the dice and see what's behind the archive. If we open the mailroom, though, we could actually get something good. And we could check If that mail was delivered after those previous experiments, finally see if things persisted. Alright, I'm calling it. We placed an order, but did the mail get delivered from last time? It did. We got all this mail. So much mail. In fact, there's a lot of space for more mail. Okay, good to know. We can run the experiment inside the laboratory to get mail even if we don't spawn the mail room, and we can just pick it up next time. That's how the mail should work. It shouldn't just be, you miss it one day and then it's gone. Did they ever prove he was the one that stole the Baron's mail? We kind of saw that just by getting really close to the TV. What is this drawing, by the way? Does that have something to do with Synca Co. or something? I'm realizing now Synca is the... I mean, I realized this before, but I'm remembering now. It's not just the lab that we saw in the laboratory, like the lab that's corresponding, cooperating with the Mount Holly estate here. It's also like this huge industry that the Baron has something to do with, the Sinclairs. Synca? Sinclair? Is that a thing? I don't know. Please return all correspondence and packages addressed to Denny Ravane, to sender no longer employed. And yeah, it's a red handwritten note, so it's true, but I mean, who cares if it's false? Like, what information would this give us otherwise? All it is lore. Anyway, we've got mail. I think the only thing we care about was right there, right? We kind of got all of this. So this would be... That's a new one, actually. I want to see the old one first. Okay, yeah, this one would be the one from Dad. And this one... Oh! This is good. Yeah, definitely take a picture of this. Hang on. And I took a picture of the one in the foyer, too. Okay, this is another redundant information thing, thank goodness. This is another thing that tells us Fen Ares is red, obviously, and also corresponds to the Pentagon, as we learned in the previous episode. And yeah, the fog. In fog we are lost, in fire we are found. But I think it was something else before Fen Ares. It might have been Orinda, maybe? In any case. This corroborates information we know, and it tells me that the picture that I took previously, that I have on my phone here, the green blimp, I guess is probably another shape for a country or something. Is Nuance the name of a country, maybe? It's not like anything that we've seen before, but I don't think we've seen green associated with anywhere else. And the shape of the blimp is maybe like an oval shape. That's sort of like a simple one, kind of like the Pentagon, so maybe that's their clever way of incorporating their country's core, their sigil or whatever, into the stamp. Maybe. Well, we'll have to corroborate that with other stamps, I guess. Unfortunately, these don't seem to have stamps. No, wait. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Sorry, I'm going to read your letter later, Randolph, in a second. But this is very important to me. Arch Ares. What's this saying? In commemoration of the opening of 5th Zone Power Plant, the Contessa. So it seems like this also tells us not just the general color, the name of the place, and also maybe a number as well, I don't know. But it also gives us the weather and just other things. What would be the core shape here, actually? Wait, wouldn't I have it in my notes as in my picture? Or one of them. Yeah, my notes here. Arch Ares was... Oh no. I had it in my notes as the Yellow Mountain, but that might have just been more supposition based on the mountain that I found inside the the classroom and that being close to our history book that we saw in the library. So I guess I'm going to assume the yellow mountain is true, but I'm going to cross out Arch Aries, I guess. And I don't know. I'll put down like a tentative shape as the smokestack, maybe? For Arch Aries or something. Just draw a kind of butchered smokestack in my notebook. And I guess the color would be, if we get the thing out of the way, I don't know, blue? Oh wait, we can cross-reference this with my picture of the last page of the border thing. We know that colors are black, red, violet, pink, green, yellow, orange, and white. There actually isn't a blue. Well, without the discoloration from the magnifying glass, I would call that black or violet. It's definitely not any of the other colors, so we'll say that Arch Aries is black / violet. I would assume violet. And we will call it Arch Aries. Don't know the sigil for it though, the core. Not entirely. And of course I need to take a picture of this stamp as well. Seems like the associated weather is going to be storms. However, that helps us. I mean, obviously it helps us with the rays. We know the ray for a storm. It's also a lightning bolt. But I don't know how to use that information constructively. Alright, Randolph, we'll read that in a second. I can't turn the page, damn it. I want to see the stamp. You can see it right there. Right here. It's hidden behind the damn page. It's a pink one too, I think. And what's this? I guess that would be orange, huh? We're learning a lot today, even if it's not very useful or immediately useful. Orange, and just to be sure actually, let me look at the listing of the color borders again. Black, red, violet, pink, green, yellow, orange, white. This could be yellow, but pretty sure yellow... No, wait, yellow isn't Arch Aries. But this doesn't seem to have to do with, like, the mountain, I guess? I'm going to draw, like, a butchered drawing of a shell. Oh, I guess a turtle. And we'll draw the actual core later when we learn it. I'm going to say this is orange, just because it seems more orange than yellow from the outside. And we'll call it Vera Shores, I guess. I'm glad we have the magnifying glass for these things. What the hell? Those numbers. Later. Last thing, this stamp here, I want to read it. It's so annoying that we just have this page blocking it. Obviously, they don't want you to use it, right? There's no purpose for it, but... Or rather, you would learn this information to a different way that they want you to. But it feels like it's just barely out of reach, because we can definitely see it right here. I guess I could artificially zoom in with my recording after this episode and try to see what the stamp looks like, but that's clearly not the way they want you to do things. Well, let's look. No information to gather. Okay, let's read the actual letters now. Sorry, Randolph. Your stamps were way more interesting. Simon, my name is Randolph Moore. I am the lead lab technician at Cinca, and I have worked here at Mount Holly for over a decade. I was thrilled to discover you have found our humble lab, and have begun to run some experiments of your own. Ah, right. I guess this might be the only way to actually get letters into the mailroom by running experiments. I tend to keep an eye on the small spikes in radiation levels on the estate, as it's one of the only ways I can monitor your progress from the outside. Yeah, I gotta remember that. Every time we do an experiment, it increases the radiation for that day. And if we have the bunker, we would be able to unlock all the doors in the mansion, I think. If it's at enough radiation for safety reasons or something. All offsite connections to the terminal network have been disabled during your stay. Oh, I guess that was the single connection thing, right. There has been much speculation among our staff, about the progress you've been making in the house, and they were all quite excited when I reported that you have been successfully running experiments. I wanted to write to you to let you know that even though you may not see us, we are rooting for you. Best of luck on the experiments, and if you like, I'll continue sending letters with some helpful tips for you, Randolph. And I kind of saw a glimpse of this, but yeah. Seems like his helpful hints may be things we already know. Hey Simon, it's Randolph again. In my last letter I mentioned the terminal network, but it completely slipped my mind to give you the network password, so that you can log into it. Don't worry, we got it some other way, and again, here's more of that redundant stuff that is really helpful for players like me that don't get it the first time. Even with all off-site connections disabled, you should still be able to use the local network to access different house-based functions from any terminal, regardless of where it is located on the estate, which you will likely find very useful. The network password is Swan Song. Happy hunting, Randolph. And what the hell is this? I guess I'll make a note of it. Why not? Starting another new page. Feels like I'm running out of pages here. Not really, but I'm making more pages than I really want to. Because then I won't be able to flip through this quickly to find what I need. I'll just make a general codes question mark page. And I'll make this a red numbers thing. 9 up, 3 up. And then we'll read the actual note. Probably turn back to my previous page. Simon, I'm not sure if you paid too much attention to the machine in the booth in the lab. Yeah, I recognized it. But I figured I could save you some frustration if you've been fooling with it. This contraption is a central control for the power lines that run externally from the house. In the past we served as an emergency power source for the local community, as we have modest hydroelectric capabilities with a steam turbine. If you want to use it, you'll need to first turn on the turbine in the boiler room and utilize our steam ducts to connect the turbine to the lab. Yeah, that's the hardest part about this. This isn't required, of course, and I can't think of any reason in which you'd have to use the boiler room to reach room 46. But feel free to play around with it, and should you feel inclined, play around with it should you feel inclined to experiment. Randolph. So it's good that they tell you here that it's not required to reach room 46. That's helpful for a player that maybe is still fiddling around. And actually, this code is the same thing that we already learned. He's just telling us stuff we already know. At least it's something I don't have to go back in my notes to search again. It's the code that we learned through the periodic table, basically. 9 up after 3. That was it. I learned that code really early on, but I never got the chance to utilize it because this stupid thing for activating the steam turbine and connecting it to any facility is just too restrictive. I guess we can try, though. Alright, day's over. Pretty much. We'll go underground and see what we can do, I guess. At least we got the t-shirt permanently. Coins are useless to us now, though. Couldn't even get one more shop. Maybe I should have gone for the locksmiths after all, and then built out of the gift shop. That might have been a better idea. There, it's active. Not that it matters, it's going to be inactive tomorrow anyway. Right, did I have this room for the foundation? That would be 4 or 5? Yeah, I have the H. A chart and a cart, so yeah. Already got that one. Oh wait, no wait, that one was the den. The stupid matchbook and the tree. And thankfully this stays unlocked. So while we're here, all this stayed in the same position, that's good. This dumb door thing. How do we open this? There doesn't seem to be an interact here. And the other thing we want to see. Do we get any names from these statues? Don't think so. I need to start writing down all these names too, I guess. So yeah, we're here now. Do I want to rotate this in a way that will let me... Oh, oops. I ended the day with that rotated this way, so I guess I teleported out, but that kind of screws me out of getting back over there. If I have to. How would I do it after all? Because I don't have any rotating things that I can work with here. Wait, hang on. This can't be right. There are no rotating things here. And the only other place I can rotate this to access from here is over there. I guess this is the only one that I can use on this level now that it's raised. So I can either have it like this to give me full access to the underground. Since this minecart is in this position, I can go around it and up wherever else, I guess. But what use is it to go all the way to the other side? We know that well, I guess while we're here. Hopefully I don't run out of steps before I'm done rotating that thing. I want to go all the way back to the foundation again. Oh, this is closed. I thought it'd always be open because we did a thing, but I guess it only spawns when the tomb is open, or it only opens when the tomb is open. And I guess the only other thing I can check here is like this stuff, knowing the things we know. This would be the bar symbol for Orvinda, I guess. And it's surrounded by the missing note things, which is the Metropolitan whatever. It's got these things, which look like the fog, but aren't the fog, I guess. And the border... What is this border, actually? It's actually nothing, it's... No, wait, that's... What are these lines, actually? They're not like any of the borders we have in the picture. It feels incomplete. There are no dots, there are no vertical lines, no cog-looking things. The closest is maybe the red one, but that's like a huge stretch. No, it's none of these. I guess for some reason this doesn't have the color? Feels like they taught me all that information and it doesn't mean anything. So yeah, all the information we know about this is useless to us, I guess. I can take a picture though, why not? How many times have I gone through, got some information and found out that information is useless to me? Feels like it happens every time. Is a window maybe black? Are we supposed to interpret this as the color black? Do I have a color for a window in my notes? I guess not. We can maybe say black question mark next to our window. Though it doesn't match what we know about the border colors. The black border should be like a bunch of dots around the border. It feels like if they wanted to teach us this is black, they would have put down the dots on this border, but for some strange reason, they're omitting it. Well, I guess they're doing it for a reason. What does this do, though? Why does this room exist? All we know is that this sigil corresponds to a window. And we know some of this stuff, the metropolitan stuff, I guess. We don't know the rays, we don't know the border. The border isn't any of the borders that we've seen. How weird. There isn't really anything else to do down here. So yeah, I thought about leaving the thing in this position so that we could cross whenever we want to. But I think knowing that this is our only available spin option, we need to have it in this position in order to reach the second level so that we can go from there to there at some point in time. Sounds like a huge pain in the ass though. I think I would actually prefer for this to be on the other side all the way across. So I can go from this way around that way and cross upwards. Because this is our easiest way down here through the foundation. The only way in through there is either through the tomb, which is a 1 in 8 chance on the outer room, or through the fountain, which prohibits us from doing any reservoir shenanigans by draining it. So yeah, we gotta push this card over next time, I guess. We can't do it now, because we'd have no way back. Okay, guess that's it. Call it a day. All of this stuff was useless to us. I guess a magnifying glass was useful. The Mount Holly Scarlet Cottage. It sure was scarlet. Not calling it there, though. That day ended up being kind of a botched run. We got some interesting things. We set some things up for later and read some of our mail that's been waiting on us. We learned about how the experiments work pretty clearly, so that's good. It never feels like I'm not learning new information with every run, at least. But it still feels like I'm not making progress even with that information. I guess that's just the design of this game. So what do we want today? We could do the shelter. If we somehow get more experiments, we could negate the effects of the red rooms. Let's do this. And I want to check down here if that safe was open. Like the, for some reason the boudoir safe was open. Okay, yeah, this remains open after you open it the first time. I think they patched that in, so that's just like a free gem we can get every time we come in here. Another roguelite element, I guess. And this doesn't do anything for us, right? Not until we actually... Yeah. Gotta get the radiation up before we do this. 12 USB or higher. If we get the lab, then we can play around with that. We could try another red room run. We could go for the worst red rooms possible we can find, I guess, and negate their effects. Well, I guess one of the red room effects is getting more red rooms, so we don't want to negate that effect if we want to get the other rooms. But it'll be the first 3 red rooms we get, so kind of hard to plan around that. Let's go left this time. Hallway, why not? Give us the observatory, because I feel like I ignored so much. Oh, wait. Okay, good. Let me add this to my notes. It seems like, and I think I did realize this before, but I didn't remember it until now. A lot of these pieces appear in multiple rooms, so we don't have to get security if my supposition for that puzzle is correct. Where did I write this? I think in my later notes. So the night is also observatory. And I'll probably need like more space on my page here. I just have one of these handheld notepads, so not a lot of horizontal space to write. If there are more rooms than just security and observatory that have the night room, then I'll have to make some space somehow. And back to the front page. Alright, so what are we maybe getting today? I guess I don't have to check this, but... Oh, it's going to be keys. No, wait, it's just 7, so... The apple. Extra delicious apples. Great. That sure is an apple. Well, we'll have to go find some apples, I guess. This helps us with a lot of things. Let's do it. This one's kind of rare, right? It's also kind of centrally located if we have to come back for the red room, or the dark room. Although no, the dark room is going to be deactivated, so... Well, if we get it as one of the first 3. This negates these red rooms, so we don't want to get the gym or the dark room if we can just, like, manually deactivate them like this. Alright, what now? I mean, this is good. We just did the thing with the other thing, the security door, whatever. The, mechanical doors, whatever they're called, so we could do this. Set doors to high. And of course these really only spawn in the later parts. In our last run we set it to high and we still didn't encounter any. I guess because we didn't explore the backside too much. Right, so we got the furnace now. But that'll be negated. Do we want to do this right now, or save it for later? I think... we could maybe hope for another red room later. This is also a dead end, so it would be a problem for continuing onwards from here. I think we'll do this. And unlock the next door. But we'll probably turn around after this, because things are starting to look like they're going to be locked. Probably. Just give us those doors over there, I guess. Actually, I'll continue this way, because it's starting to look like we might reach a dead end soon. Bridge. Still don't know what's up with that. Why that's written differently. Obviously the E the first E in Bridget is different from the second E, so that's clearly something. Why it's different from the rest of the text, but I don't know why. It was like one of the first mysteries that I found or whatever. Oh, the garage. Yeah. We could do that. Actually, this gift shop is way more frequent than I thought. And actually, opening the garage doesn't really help us that much. I think I'd rather get 2 more rooms to pull from. So I'm gonna do that. We could maybe get the garage this way. But these might end up being locked. It would be a waste to negate the negative effect of this room. Wait, does this actually count for... Let's do that. And let's check this. Shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. Okay, so I think this does count towards the counter for the shelter. Because I was thinking maybe a red room without a negative effect wouldn't count, but it probably does. I guess it has to be this, right? We got a package. Oh, and this just spawned here. Has this ever spawned here before and I just didn't realize it? Don't feel like I've noticed it before. Nothing else around, so... And again, gotta check here. Oh wait, hang on. I don't have this one. Coordinate 15. That is a bathtub. And... oh wait. Did I write this one down? Well, I haven't written down a note for not having solved this yet, but it feels like I've run into this one before. Let me write down, I guess, coordinate 15. And it's bass, or rather, vial? Minus bass. Running out of space on this page again. Oh well. At least I have an idea of what this should be, or rather, the other letters on this page, this rank, are I, G, H, T. Would it be maybe like E here? Put down E question mark and point towards that room. If it were E, how would we get from a vial to a bass, or whatever? Base? No. I guess I'll have to maybe look up synonyms for a vial later. Whatever. We have it now. Kind of. To solve later. Customer's copy packing slip to Singa Company. Packed on November 5th by K. Thompson. Included in this order 1 amateur lockpick, 2 gems, 2 keys. Pretty good. And 5254 for some reason is written in red. I don't know if this is of any use to us, but they wrote it in red. It could just be like visual... what's the word? Like a chaff or something. Just things meant to confuse you by making things different colors or whatever. You don't know things are important until you actually get some hint that they might be important. So things that are right in front of you end up being ignored until later. If this is important, I don't know. And I'll probably find out later and regret it. At least we got this now. Alright, time to head back. And we can pass by our locked trunk on the way. Maybe should have gone for the garage for the extra keys. I mean, we got the lockpick out of doing the thing I did, so I guess that's better than the keys. And we also got 2 keys, so overall better, I guess. Alright, I missed this. Wasted 2 steps, damn it. Let's go to the right now, and we'll pick this up, I guess. Because we don't really have to worry about the chapel if we get that early on. Give me this. Could go for commissary, for items. We don't want to protect ourselves from this one, we'll just wait until it respawns, it's quite common. Am I okay with the commissary? We've got the coins, we can get items. We'll do it. Before we head in, let's see what this is. We could protect ourselves from the dark room, even though we have the other thing. We could wait until the dark room later, but it feels like that might be a waste, right? This isn't a bedroom. We could just go for the items. We could also see what the t-shirt is. This feels like it's not that common compared to the dark room, so we'll maybe get the dark room pretty soon. I want to see this t-shirt. We got a normal key. Thought it might have been the silver one. Oh, somehow this still spawns around the house, even though we put it inside the code check. I guess that's good. Oh wait, this is a different one. I'm pretty sure it was like 400 something, the other vault key we had. Interesting. Different vault keys. And here's our t-shirt. Pretty nice, right? That's it. That's all it's for. Well, there are the car keys. Wait. Hang on, we got a gem. Right, there are 4 items here, that's right. Okay. Bad and bass, so H, we already knew that, but just made me think about that picture in the mailroom. If that is bass, and I don't know what else the other one could be. By adding one more letter to it to make a word that sounds like vial or something. Chemistry. Chemical, I don't know. Oh, what's for sale? Wait, hang on. Ah, we missed it. We missed the sale. Today's day 22. I can't believe it. Can you believe it? It like only happens once in any playthrough of the game, or twice, I guess. I guess I could have drawn the commissary at any point during the yesterday or the day before that, but I just completely forgot that this whole mechanic existed because it was a month since I last played. Not that it really matters. I mean, we're getting enough money that we can maybe afford whatever we want without having to worry about a 50% off bonus, but it feels like we missed our chance to make use of this mechanic forever. Alright, what do we want to spend our 10 money on? This would help us get more money. The shovel's always nice because we always find a bunch of things to dig up, especially because we have the courtyard that has a bunch of things to dig up. I feel like the shovel is maybe the best option. Maybe. We could get the shovel if we get the detector and then get, like, extra coins. I want to start with the shovel, then get the metal detector, and if we can somehow get money some other way, we'll see. Yeah, just make it the storeroom. This run might be over, actually. We're kind of writing ourselves into a corner here. Worthless. Glad I bought the shovel. Let's just get the salt shaker. I know I just said I would maybe save up for the detector, but I don't know. Feels like this run's about to end. Please go north. Okay, yeah, protect us from this bad thing. So that's the second red room. It'll be... the next red room, that's our last one. For protection. Alright, so either north or east. This works, sure. It's the only one that lets us continue. Nothing to dig up though. No items either. Despite being a green room. That's the reason I made this a green room, so that items would spawn in here. Well, that and because green rooms are kinda useful. Okay, there's the pool. That's good. We want that. We want to play around with the pump room. What the? Oh, I left the pool drained, like in the pump room, so it persisted. Forgot about that. Well, that's good. Well, first of all, I didn't even notice that, but we already turned that off, so that doesn't really help us. This. The swim trunks? Huh? Are they not an item I can pick up? Why'd I spend 40 coins on this? Wait, is it because the pool is drained? Or did this improve the pool room somehow? By putting the trunks in here? I don't know. This is just about the drafting pool. Well, we made it to the swim trunks, but we didn't actually find anything useful from them. I could maybe try to fill the pool with water again if I get the pump room to see if this does something with the swim trunks. Maybe you can only enjoy an afternoon swim when the pool is full. I mean, obviously, but what I'm saying is you can only enjoy the swim trunks if the pool is full, maybe. I should maybe be saving keys, but we do have the lockpick. Courtyard? This lets us go everywhere, though, and... wait. I can't back out. I don't think the pool room itself has the vents above. I know the passageway has vents. Not that vents in the pool room would help us in any way. Well, we have the shovel. But I mean, we get more doors this way, just like one more to the south. It's fine. We'll dig up. We have the shovel. That's what we should be doing. Yeah, no vents above here. Okay. Helpful. Maybe. Not helpful. Should I save these for like an experiment? Let's try to get the lab. See if we draw it like immediately. Alright, can't do that. This is a problem. Well, first of all, we can't go south, so those rooms below us are now locked forever. So with that in mind, this will spawn again. It's pretty common. Do we want the study or do we want the master bedroom? We already got our allowance from the master bedroom, but I feel like we're not done with this room. But we've never seen the study. This gives us steps. But are steps important to us right now? Not really. Let's see the study. And since we didn't draw the lab, I guess I'll dig things up. It's not a guarantee that digging things up will be one of the requirements for the lab anyway. Sometimes it's opening a locked chest or something. Just one coin, huh? A few old coins. Well, at least that's better. And we should maybe save our one coin. Or our one key. Alright, let's have a look. I need the perfect thumbnail. Something like this. This looks nice, doesn't it? Maybe angled like this. A bit like that. Study. After the passing of Baroness Orove, that is a completely new name, I think. I'm pretty sure I've never heard that name before. Her private study was claimed by her eldest son, Herbert Sinclair. Okay, more family tree stuff. Maybe even from that family tree that we saw in one of the outer rooms, I think. For years, he immersed himself in the countless notebooks she left behind, drawing inspiration from her discarded ideas. From mechanical puzzles to architectural blueprints, each endeavor he pursued in this room was realized in the shade of her creative legacy. It's actually unusual ranking. More common than I thought. And there's a safe. Oh. Hang on. Well, thank you for telling me. And it turns out there are 44 letters in the message. Well, we kind of started piecing this together anyway. I think I had F here anyway. Yeah, safes. For the bottom word. Face and ace. Unused pairings. Let's take a picture of that. Glove and love. Does that mean these letters are unused? Like G is unused? And L is unused? And D? Do I have G, L, and D anywhere? I think I do. It's just telling us that this pairing is unused. But these could be words, like, for something else. Like we've seen the crow before. But I don't know if I've thought of the dress, the wedding dress, as gown before, so maybe that could be something. Or wait, gown and crown? Crown and whatever. Grown could apply to the tree. That could be like an uncommon usage of the word. Snack and sack. All useful information, I hope. And what the hell is this? Oh, is this the king room? Alright, let's write that down. Or is that the queen, actually? Damn it. I'm going to assume that's the queen. I can look back at my footage later and correct my notes later. Turning over to my chess page. This is the study, so it can spawn here. No indication of how many things there are. It might be 4 like the other safe. We got a key. I see, this is where he came up with the thing. Well, I'll take another picture of this for words that maybe could be used. Acre, huh? Beard, bard. Sturdy, study? What? And there is the word vial. Viral? Does that apply to the bass? I don't think so. All hints. I don't know if it's possible with so little time left, but I need to remember to ask Anne if we can commission new artwork for all the rooms of the house. We need them produced in sets of 2, a pair for each room. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm thinking. I'm likely delusional to think this can be pulled off by Thursday. So these were all added in just like shortly before Simon arrived. That's kind of funny in a way, but in another way it feels like this puzzle was maybe rushed. Like, you could have made a better puzzle for us. Not that I'm throwing shade on the puzzle design itself or anything, it just, with all the frustration that I have with this whole letter thing, coming up with some of these words, it feels like a lot of them may be too esoteric to guess, without some outside help. Well, that might be it in this room. I guess this room, lore-wise, exists to hint you in towards the whole message thing, which we already kind of figured out. And obviously it has this thing, which I have no idea how we would open it. Maybe it has to do with this whole thing? Maybe this opens the safe if you uncode the message? I just have no idea how that would relate to a number on this. Maybe if I think about it for long enough, the answer will come to me in a eureka moment. Or maybe the next episode is just going to start without anything happening in between. That's probably it. That would be a good time to take a break.